Hello, I'm Dr. Wickham Simonds. I'm an obesity medicine specialist from the Triangle region of North Carolina, and this is Obesity Medicine Perspective. So on the last video, I was talking about the PURE study, P-U-R-E, and I went over some of the highlights of how the study was showing that fat is not bad and that carbohydrates turning out to be the real demon here, okay? So it's backing up a lot of what I have been telling you for years. And I want to just in response to some questions I've gotten from patients about the fat, just kind of explain that a little bit more. So I think as a general rule about the fat, you should never ever be scared of a naturally occurring fat, whether it's saturated or not. I wouldn't even think about it like that. So when I talk about eating the fat off a ribeye steak, that just naturally occurs on the meat. And so that's a naturally occurring fat, and you can have that. When I talk about a stick of butter, you know that comes from a cow, right? That's milk fat, and heavy cream is milk fat. These things naturally occur in nature. So you should not be scared of these things, that if you eat these naturally occurring fats, that somehow they're going to hurt you. The fat that's in an avocado, the fat that's in olives, we call it olive oil, the fat that's in nuts and seeds like almonds and that sort of thing. These sorts of fats, they're all naturally occurring, and if it's a naturally occurring fat, you don't need to be scared of it. This stuff doesn't produce heart disease. What you need to be really frightened of is the consumption of carbohydrates. So in particular, processed grains. And when I say processed grains, I mean breads, crackers, and cereals, all that stuff on the middle aisles of the grocery store that goes in bags and boxes. And a lot of people will say, well, hey, Wickham, what about the whole grain? Or what about the whole wheat? Well, I would just say to you that in my opinion, human beings really weren't intended to eat that sort of thing. It doesn't resemble at all what our ancestors were eating, and even though whole wheat products have some redeeming nutritional quality in terms of vitamin content and whatever, it still doesn't mean that it's the kind of thing that human beings should eat. And it may well produce things like cardiovascular disease, and so you have to be very careful about eating those things, even if they're, quote, healthy. I would just be very skeptical about the concept of eating more carbohydrate, and in particular this sort of processed grain form of carbohydrate. I think that the other form of carbohydrate that everyone kind of is aware causes problems is added sugar. So when you have things with added sugar, that's cookies, candies, cakes, all that sort of thing, sweet soda, sweet tea. This is absolutely toxic. It is absolutely addicting. And it will definitely produce disease. It will take you to the grave early and with a lot of health problems along the way. And I would avoid it like a snake, okay? So don't be scared of the naturally occurring fats. Be very, very wary of any sort of processed grain and sugar. If you have to add sugar to something, stay away from that stuff. It's not good for you. And it causes problems. Not only does it get in the way of your weight loss, it produces disease. So that just sheds a little more light on it, and I hope that helps you. And until we talk the next time, I'll give you the tools, you give me the effort, and together we overcome obesity.